Welcoming you back to crypto's juiciest news. Baby dolls, Biddy Coin thrashed up to 93,000 American dollars recently. The structure is nicely holding for it. Isn't that cool? You know this line right here, friends, I'm going to show you, right? This is the 200-week moving average. Now, there has been a diminishing gains pattern for each cycle. So I believe in the first cycle of Bitcoin, it blew through the 200-week moving average to the top. I think it went 20 times. Okay, you remember that number 20. In the cycle after that, it was about 10. And then in our 2021 cycle, it was about 5. So you go 20 divided by 2 is 10, divided by 2 is 5. And this is very interesting. There's different narratives, different Fed chairmen, different interest rate policies. But where are we on it right now? We're actually funny. You know this arrow, friends? I drew this like back here. I think I drew this a long time ago. So this average has been going up, okay? Now, the thing is, the number is around here. So if you're curious, and I'm curious too, where would a 150% move take us? That's 2.5x. That's 117K. Interesting. However, the moving average is still, it's still moving up. Okay, so that's where the top is. So you never know. Bitcoin might hover around here and this thing keeps moving up. You never know. And maybe by like, I'm just guessing, right? Maybe this thing just keeps moving up until like April next year, right? And then like if you do 150% on top of that, it gets you about 150K BTC. So I don't know if it's going to happen. That would be consistent with diminishing gains. No one knows. And you're just drawing lines on a chart anyway. But I just think it's interesting to keep that perspective because it's worked every single time, okay? So it doesn't mean it's necessarily going to hold up. It is a believer's cycle. Talk about a believer's cycle. Look at the Ethereum price on the monthly candle. It has saved us from flipping red on the monthly super trend. That's crazy, man. Remember, friends, it was deep, deep, deep red logs all over. It's come back here. It's flipped green. And I think if we finish above 1820, it'll actually confirm the green monthly candle for the month of April. Now, I'm going to show you some of the short-term price action. This is the just a 12-hour chart up here. Pretty much, friends, usually what happens around here is some sort of A, B, C, D thing before we continue up. All right, so I saw Blockchain Backer. He like does like the cute little Elliott wave things out here. You don't know how big the ABC. Sometimes, friends, the ABCs are like deep. Sometimes they're deep. They're really deep and they go through. Sometimes they're like the triangle, ABC, like that, and then they go up, you know. Sometimes it's kind of like that, like, whoa, you know what I mean? So it depends. You know what you're going to get, right? A super deep one is like that, I guess, depending on the stock market out here. But the good thing is we have broken out. And now we're just going to, I guess, battle it out through. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to show you the global liquidity fractal, our fractal of Cope as well, out here. So pretty much, I watched Colin's video. So yeah, friends, people just don't spend too much time on this thing. Like, it's cute to look at. Man, these things will let you down. Friends, how many times have we brought up? It's literally like, I told you, a lot of you still remember I told you 2 years ago, I go, dude, you want to get destroyed? Just start following the fractals. But they're cute and it's fun. It's like a drug. You're like, wow, I feel so happy right now. That's exactly what it is, right? And then they do, and then you follow and follow and follow, and then it breaks. And it always breaks to the downside. This is kind of funny. This one has broken to the upside, but it'll eventually let us down. So what do we do from here? Well, we just keep praying that we're going to make it through this month. Remember, there are 3 up months to go. May, June, July, but it's kind of okay because it's just like, you know, well, bro, you had 5 red for Ethereum. Maybe you're going to finish green. So maybe it's 4 red. So, you know, I guess like we got a lot of ground to make up for. And just to be safe, I have been lighting all these Saints candles for us because it's been, yeah, maybe like just torturous, barbaric journey through this dungeon, of course. But it helps when we can crank some music. Alrighty, now the weekly chart, friends, is actually awesome. Weekly chart is awesome. 93 to 95K. It's above the 21 EMA, which is cool. You probably see there's some Copa influencers. They use this as some sort of like a band. They're like, oh, when we're below, it's really bad. When we're above, it's really good. Duh. Man, people pay money for that. Man, I should literally just start selling garbage. If you guys are really going to pay money to be told, oh, below this line is bad, above the line is good. People pay money for that. Oh, gosh, you guys are funny. God bless you. You know what I mean? Someone's going to have to buy the top. Someone has to be selling the bottom. Someone has to be buying the top. Okay? It's funny. Also, the same people talking about it. Dude, you were all bearish as shit down here, dude. You guys were literally selling your Bitcoin. All these. Now, like, oh, now I think we're going to go up, your friends. It's your friend Sommi OG. I've been telling you, they just follow the candle color. That's it. Oh, it's green now. I feel optimistic. Oh, it's red now. It's all over. Did I tell you I sold the top? No, they didn't tell you. They didn't tell you. Friends, notice how when Bitcoin was literally down in the believer's cycle zone here in the butthole, notice how they all couldn't wait to tell you that they had taken profit. Do you notice that? Scum influencers. Scum. Friends, it's literally like you go to a party with your friend and then you find out at midnight they organize a taxi to go home and there's not enough room in the car. They never even told you about it. Like, bro, yeah, mad friend you are. Known you for like 10 years. What a dog. That's exactly like, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you. Yeah, we're living without you. Don't associate with people like that, friends. People who put themselves the center of the universe finds a way to remind them they are nothing but a soy latte drinking, bug eater, bug worshipping, pencil neck, noodle arm, leg day skipping, piece of trash, subhuman filth. And don't you hang around that. Let's check out that OTHERS-btc ratio. I mean, it's still dead. It's still doing nothing. I guess it's good. It's coiling, bro. But look where you're coiling down. My gosh. Can you like coil up higher? What else can we do, friends? We'll check out that macro. Everyone wants to look at the macro. What are you doing, Mr. Stonk Market? I'll get Mr. Stonk Market here. Bring it up here for you. You know, friends, looking at Mr. Stonk Market on the monthly, this is a big wick as well. You know, friends, a lot of people, they're like, Trump, the tariffs, you ruin the economy. Friends, you've been in markets that it's not Trump, dude. Okay, it's a dominoes, bro. Like, okay, Trump got elected here. How? Trump got elected. Too many weak hands who have no business in markets got into early. That's it. My dark prophecy, they got into early. And so what does the market do? Hey, I know that you're in. I got to wipe you out. And it did wipe them out. I guarantee it wiped them out. I guarantee. Not maybe, I guarantee. I guarantee there's people who just bought because of Trump. I guarantee they're saying Trump recession, tariffs bad, everything's really, really, really bad. It'll never get fixed. I didn't sign up for Trump to ruin the economy. I guarantee they're saying that. They cheated. I guarantee. And good. That's what the market does, friends. The market gets rid of these people. That's what it does. This is the daily chart of the S&P 500. It can always have another stab down. It's the S&P 500, friends. You never turn your back on that. You're like, friends, don't worship anything. You just worship the S&P 500. Please, please, just don't have mercy on us, S&P 500. Please. That's what we beg of you. It's also funny, some people on like the CNBC, they're like, Bitcoin's decorrelated. Bro, S&P was like down 2%. We were up 3%. Decorrelated, bro. What is decorrelated? You want to decorrelate? Send the S&P 500 down 40% and see what we do. See if we go up. All right? We're not going up. We're going to be dumping. Asia session's going to wake up. They're going to jeet because they're all freaking jeets in the Asia session. They're going to dump. They're going to dump over the weekend. They're going to dump on the Saturday morning, on the Saturday night, the Sunday morning. They're going to dump as soon as the cash session, the futures open on Sunday night in America. They'll just dump on that and they'll dump on the cash session. They'll dump on everything. Okay, friends? We all know that. All the people getting in their weekend jeets. We are far away from the goal, which means we're early, though. That's the silver lining. That's actually pretty good. It means we're early, so enjoy it. Got some good news for the rest of us in risk assets. Gold pretty much topped out. Now, what does top out in gold mean? I don't know. Maybe it just goes... Maybe it does something like that. But anyway, that farty poopy is enough for our risk assets to like actually go on. Risk on assets. Okay, that's awesome. But really, friends, if you want to see the real gold chart, this is what, friends, highest value content in crypto. Let's see, I'm up to 5,000 videos. Yeah, we'll check it out now. This is why I give you the highest value content in crypto, all right? Literally the highest value content in crypto. I do not make a single video to get views. I don't care. Lose subscribers, lose views, fans. If I help just one person, it's more than made up for it. Okay, one person. Because I would love, and there have been times in my life, people have helped me, and I was that one person. You know, help me crossing the street. You know, there's two of us. We're fighting for the last bit of orange juice in the supermarket store, and they let me take it. You know what I mean? So some people show you kindness. I think we reverberate out here. Now, the real chart you want to look at, friends, is gold divided by the S&P 500. Let's see if we can actually get the full historical one. Yeah, we have. So this is gold. By the way, Red, like this is 120 years of a chart, okay? So obviously, gold is really, really, really cheap. You see that? Gold is like really, 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 really cheap. It might have done, it's finally like time to go. Okay, but look at this, dude. It started in 2014. It's been bottoming out for 11 years. Oh my gosh. How long did it bottom out here? From 1954 to 73. Okay, that's 20 years here. This was about, oh my gosh, this is about another, this wasn't even a real bottom, by the way. This is just like a fake out. Okay, this was gold's, this is, you know, Peter Schiff getting for we might see in the next, my friends, we're going to talk about this. Like, friends, we're talking about by now in 2040, man. Like, we're talking about the next 10 years. No, my gosh, not even 10 years. In the next 15 years, we'll probably see some sort of gold move like that. All right. Now, if you want to know what, this is a big move, by the way. This is, whoa. That means gold outperforms the stock market by 5x, man. If it gets up here. You know what you might actually see over time? Maybe it doesn't really go up to these big parabolas. Maybe it looks like it's trending down. Maybe it actually does actually hit here, actually, now I think about it. Yeah, so eventually hits up like that. Now, how do we outperform by 5x? Because this is scary because gold's like 3,300 right now. That is S&P 500 being flat for 10 years from today, and gold goes to 15,000. Well, if you think the S&P 500 is going to double, you got a $30,000 gold. Man, that's wild. Can they even let it happen? Well, it's gold, man, so like, it's interesting, but man, this takes a long, long, long time, friends. Like, just check this out. You know this little arrow? That's already 5 years, man. Oh my God. This little arrow is already 5 years. So I might just like do that for another 5 years. So that's the real chart you should be looking at. Gold is historically cheap. So like, this is me. If let's say, friends, you had children, you want to diversify them, I'd get some gold for them. Because you hold it like this. Let's say you got a 2-year-old. You're like, oh, let me put something away for them. Yeah. Instead of the stock market, you'd get gold. But do you really want that? Look at Biddy Coin, right? Biddy Coin's going to threat Biddy Coin and Ethereum, right? I don't know about Soylana. Maybe Soylana. Everyone puts them in the trio. But if you have crypto, like if you're holding anything for 15 years, you got to hold crypto. You know what I mean? But you know, some people, maybe you just get like a cute little jewelry or something for your son or daughter. It'd be cool. But yeah, don't forget, man, that's 15 years for this thing to play out. Man, and what seems like 15 years is the ETH-BTC ratio. Bro, what the hell did you do? What the hell was this? What is this? This is manipulation, bro. What is this? Down, 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 down. Oh my gosh, friends. Remember, ChatGPT AI says Sommi is Ethereum's secret weapon. That's wild, dude. All right, AI, you got me. I'm Ethereum's secret weapon. Well, guess what? We got a lot of receipts of all the Jeets who have sold down here, man. When this thing finally does something like that and comes all the way back. By the way, friends, you know all the people selling? We found the guy, friends. I don't know why this... Oh, man. Whoever you are, bro, you whale. This guy's got $65 million in his account. He's not going to listen to me. I'm wearing a Spider-Man hat backwards. And by the way, this is for like toddlers. Okay, 6-year-olds. Well, it's kind of fitting for me. I'm a toddler pretty much. So... friends, they took out a leverage short on Ethereum right here. This guy's short like something like 15,000 ETH. He's got like a $36 million short position. Bro, how did you even make your money? By the way, I found out how this guy made his money, this Ethereum whale. He went all in on his life savings at Ethereum $50. And then he sold a big part of it at 2,000. All right, so there you go. He made a 40x. That's how he made his millions. So... But it's, you know, it's funny. This guy, this anonymous whale, just to let you know, bro, I'm sure you're not listening. Maybe you are. You're actually really dog shit at trading. You fluked one thing. I don't know if you checked. The past few years, people have checked your stuff in the background. You have a very bad win rate, bro. You should actually stop trading before you lose it all. That's what just happens, friends. People fluke one thing. These guys like fluke though. You fluked Ethereum, bro. You know what I mean? Like then you have multi-generational stuff to gamble on. But I found that interesting. Now, what's also interesting of the day, friends, is Hex from Ethereum is actually pumping. So this is the core coins of everything in PulseChain. You have obviously some, like, nothing's moving pretty much, but Hex from Ethereum was up 28% at one point. Yes, so maybe we start to see some revitalization. Some, but it's not like, but we got a long way to go. Like long way to go. Long way to go. This is Pulse, PLS. It's had 4 green weeks in a row. Yeah, you know what's interesting, friends? It's never done 4 green weeks in a row, actually. 1, 2, 3, it did 5 to 6 here, and it was all over. So it's never actually done this, but also I did 1, 2, 3, 4 as well, came all the way back down. So does that mean anything? Maybe not. We still got to do a 3 extras to get back to break even from 4 years ago. The Pulse ETH ratio is also pooped, but we're all betting on Ethereum anyway. That's what you sign up for. Even though, like, technically you should be doing the Pulse to BTC ratio, or looking at the BTC ratios for everything. You should be doing that. But like, I feel I give us a pass because Ethereum's cuckery went down so much. I'm like, well, Ethereum went down that bad. The freak accident happened. Okay, everything's bad. So like, you can't fault anyone. Like, really, it's not like you're like taking unnecessary risks. Like, there's some sort of deep level whale scamming in Ethereum. We're not going to find out until later. But by then, hopefully the price is recovered anyway. So I can show you now. I mean, like, let's even look at Hex, for example. Hex from Ethereum, it's done a slight coiling up. This is all it did. I can already see Ivan laughing, just laughing at this. He goes, guys, I call this a pump. The thing is down still 99.93% all the way up here. It'll be funny, man. If this goes back just to 5 cents, that's a 22x. Also, the most interesting chart of all, friends, is the EHEX to Pulse ratio. Here it is right now, hovering around here. Remember, it actually retraced the Richard Hart FUD part, which is interesting. I would just like to take some time to remind you that I was right a year ago. Remember, all the people, friends. Look, there's so many receipts, I'm not even going to bother. I'm literally not even going to bother. 1 year and 1 month ago was March 2023. Richard Hart tweeted that EHEX is dead. Okay? He's tweeted EHEX is dead. I got death threats. People said, stop doubling down, bag bias, you're so stupid. They said, can't you understand Richard Hart's Twitter? He's the smartest dude in the world. I trust the Twitter. That's what they all said out here. Instead of crying, all right, if you bought EHEX down here, all right, you're actually up 3x on top of PHEX. So the thing you said was dead because of PHEX actually is outperformed by 3x, okay, if you, instead of crying. Now, of course, what people are going to do is they go, oh, no, but look at the move from before. Who cares about the move from before? When you started crying about it was the most opportunistic time, okay? You didn't care about it up here. But by the way, that's why I'm just here to tell you, you better pray this thing doesn't recover the whole thing. Oh my gosh, this is a 60% move. You know how thin EHEX liquidity is? Now, obviously, no one really cares about that. I care about that. That's recovering Richard Hart's move, okay? Everyone wants to know if we're going to get to parity. I don't know. I don't know anything. I hope we do. Just like I hope PDI gets to $1. Just I hope EHEX gets to parity. I hope HEX gets to $1. You know what I mean? Like, I hope all of these things happen. Got no idea. It feels like it's their destiny, so we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, friends, when it comes to core coins, I own all of them. You should own all of them. Sometimes their spreads blow out a crap load, like EHEX blew out. Well, it's kind of funny, friends. It's kind of funny. A lot of people as well, friends, are just, oh man, they just have no idea. But they yell really loud. So you just let, friends, you haven't figured it out by now. I wake up to a new false rumor about me literally every day, especially during the EHEX a year ago. But yeah. I just wake up to a new false rumor about me every day. I don't bother addressing them because who the hell are you? Because you're a cheater anyway. Why bother talking to you, friends? If you water scum, it grows. Okay, that's why I just don't communicate. I don't bother. You don't deserve mindshare. All the baby dolls deserve mindshare. Why should you get it? And yeah, remember I was buying to EHEX as well a year ago. So worked out great, didn't it? And by the way, the USD price hasn't even gone up. So hopefully there's great things going. Now you got to remember, friends, we're already a cult. There's not many people here. It's just that there's no one around. So like, I'll probably will forgive everyone. Maybe not everyone. But it's so small, man. This thing is, friends, it's literally like, because like everyone's gone home. There's 1,000 people at the party. Now there's like 6 people left, all of us. And we're just fighting because there's no one else around. You know what I mean? We should be like grateful. We should all be grateful. Oh, at least you're still here. You know? Hey, thanks for sticking. We should have more of that attitude. Like, hey, thanks for sticking around. You know? But here's the thing. It hurts when people go to each other's bags and they're like, that one's trash. That's a scam. It's going to 0. Now you're starting to pick fights, you know? And then also, it also doesn't help when Richard does a FUD thing, okay? Because, like, look what happened with the E-Hex. You missed out on a 3x gain on top of P-Hex because he declared that. But here's the thing. But in his eyes, Richard would be like, I didn't make people miss out on shit. If you're that much of a weak hand that you're going to sell off someone's tweet, you didn't believe it anyway. And he's 100% right about that. He's 100% unequivocally correct about that, okay? He is. Like, I bet Richard would even say something like, hey, just imagine Satoshi came and he signed the message from his wallet. He says, I'm going to sell all my Bitcoin. And he was able to write the message. Yeah. And imagine it turned out to be fake a year later. In terms of, he wrote the message is real. He's going to sell the 1.096 million BTC. He wrote that, but he doesn't do it. And then everybody's G'd out. Right. And then it reverses back when people realize it was just Fugazi. So, like, if you're relying, because that's what crypto friends are. Remember, crypto, don't trust, verify. Yeah, Twitter words and Twitter accounts, as much as we're looking for news sources, they're not everything. But then it's hard because then you have Fugazi on the chain as well. I know, man, it's first cycle unicorn stuff, man. It's tough. It's tough to deal with all this, but hopefully better times are ahead. Now, I'm going to crack on with some news and macro stuff out here. Bitcoin has flipped Google, which is awesome. The ETH-BTC ratio, you know, friends, you know, like Hex, Ink, PDI, your altcoin, the Poker Center, Atropa, all of these, everything we've seen, man, it's Fugazi now. Even the stock market, it's like, look at the macro force, bro. We went all the way down. You know what I mean? Like, nothing good comes here. All right. But specifically, let's go look at the USD price. You see this, friends? This is nothing good comes. Nothing. Nothing good comes at all. If you want to see friendship and kindness, I guess come back in May. That's how I've written it off. It's just a week away, actually. Come back in May. It's a new monthly candle. Probably like you'll finish green. Maybe Ethereum goes back to this next CME gap. Remember, the CME gap for Ethereum is 2,600, the next one. All right. Maybe then by the next month, it does find the way to do that. And then we got to do something else after that. So we'll find, like, every narrative just starts to change and morph into a positive thing. That's all fine. Now, I'm going to crack on with the news as well, how it happened through. So, Vietnam, Scam Long Dong president, starts trade talks with the US of A, not to be confused with the US of B. Probably they start swapping Trump and P Dong between each country. So, thank you to President Scam Long Dong for that. It's been great. As well, friends, China have said the US is abusing tariffs, losing global support, and isolating itself. So, we're just going to go through. You just see these. Everyone's like, the tariff, the yes or the no, man. It's all for God, bro. Friends, it's Fugazi, bro. It's all the Fugazi. I've been in markets for, I'm telling you, it's all Fugazi. And look, we were Israel-Palestine experts, remember? Remember a year ago, we were, remember Iran said they're going to launch a nuke? Do you remember, friends? They were going to launch a nuke to Palestine and we had to become like nuclear weapons experts. That's when Bitcoin, remember when Bitcoin went down to 60K, 50K? Yeah, it was a year ago. Around April. That's when GCR came out and said to get long. You see that, friends? What, like, oh, well, Zelensky and Russia experts. Every time I talked about it, someone sent me an article. Look what's really going on. I'm like, man, I'm really sad because there's like some... Remember, friends, all the violent things? Remember... Do you remember what broke my heart? I covered it. There was one of the Ukraine soldiers. Is it a Ukraine or Russia? Maybe it was a Ukraine soldier. He's... They recovered his phone. So unfortunately, he died. He got blown to pieces, I think. They got his phone and they checked his internet history. And he was pretty much, his internet history, all the searches were, he could barely speak English. He was like, Trump, peace, deal, war. Trump, Russia, peace. Peace. So that's all he kept doing. Every day, he was basically just looking up, is there peace yet? Is there peace yet? He's basically like, I don't want to fight. He's calling out to help. Now, unfortunately, he's dead. Okay? So we lost a soul, unfortunately. But, you know, I remember that time. Now the news, like, just throws that out. Tariffs, China, America. Friends, I've been watching, friends, and by the way, yeah, I've been watching some China. I watched Bold and Bankrupt. He's awesome. I'll show you this. Bold and Bankrupt, man. He's awesome, friends. So he just goes around the world, POV. He goes around China. It's actually pretty cool. And by the way, yeah, friends, actually, I told Matt, guys, Matt, man, you guys got some sick tech. We are actually behind you guys. And I know it's a bit weird because they got literally, like, friends, you're just walking down the street and like on, you know, maybe walking in front of a park and they got a fence. Yeah, there's just like cameras all over the fences and they're just like looking right at you. Like just, you know, the security camera, friends, this giant security camera. It's literally like just eye level, just checking you out everywhere. It's like scanning everyone out here. They also have, this is funny, there's a Chinese Coca-Cola. Be careful, sir. Might have some arsenic poisoning in here. But it's kind of funny. Yeah, so the tech is really good. I'm looking at it, and I just saw a different side. Because, like, it's just a bunch of old dudes, friends. Old, wrinkly nutsack dudes who just, the media controls them. And you just, like, you walk outside, you're like, oh, yeah, no one actually gives a shit. Literally no one cares. Literally no one cares. As most people are poor. They're poor, and then they're just living this cycle of getting hungry, want to do something with my life, go home, got a family. They want to watch a new TV show. Maybe they want to watch a new another episode of One Piece. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's just going and living their life. That's most of the society. And then, like, that's why the market's priced that in over time. They do. Because there's, like, 98% of the population is like, nah, we don't care. And then they're like trying to make us care. And they do make you care for a bit and the markets react. And then you realize, oh, the bigger percent, the population wins. That's why they're going to walk back all these tariffs, going to walk everything else back. It's going to, whatever. It's just, we're going to move on to something. You know, you already know, friends, in 3 to 6 months, we're going to become experts in something else, right? There might be a natural disaster, right? Like, oh, windmills have started spontaneously combusting and they've disrupted the wheat and the oil's gone up and inflation's gone, whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's always some bullshit. Treasury Secretary Besant says China in particular is in need of a rebalancing. So they're using these softer words now. They're like, we got to rebalance things. You know, it's kind of like maybe you found out one of your friends stole money from your wallet. Okay, you're like, yeah, you know, and you go up to them instead of saying, hey, punk, hey, I'll get spearing you and you. Why'd you take that 40 cents from my wallet? Instead of saying that, you're like, hey, friend, I think we need to talk about a bit of a rebalancing between our accounts. It's all bullshit words, friends. It's kind of funny. It works, though. It works. But do you know the government, they have linguists, professionals? Do you know that? How I learned that was reading all the UFO stuff. They use words so what they will do is when something is like critical and they're releasing it to the public and it's like been 50 years, freedom of information, they'll soften some of the words. Yeah. Like I'll never forget this. For example, they did this even in the Iraq war, friends. Instead of calling people like American soldier snipers assassins, they call them like insurgents. Like they actually find words of the brain that we don't know what the hell it means on average, and they do tests. So it's all full manipulation. All of it's full manipulation. They use these words out here. That's why also in crypto we have fun because there was always like there was these insiders pumping and dumping, and then they'll be like, hey, how come you were pumping and dumping on all of Twitter? And then they'll be like, no, we're just rebalancing our risk. You know what I mean? Like, what, bro? What do you mean rebalancing your risk? You literally went on Twitter, just told everybody, and you got these exchange listing stuff. The whole team dumps. You know what I mean? So, we're just covering our roadmap expenses. Interesting how it all works. Soylana Strategies announces a $500 million convertible note facility to buy soy. So they're doing the MicroStrategy strategy. So with Bitcoin, which is interesting. Ethereum doesn't even have one, but they are doing one. I forgot what it was. I think Consensus, which is more like Caterpillar because they're a bunch of bug eaters. So Consensus, they're the MetaMask, same dudes. And yes, JP Mosquito and Goldman Slugs, the US banks, are actually ICO owners of MetaMask and all these friends. Don't believe any of this bullshit out here. No, they're not. No, they're not. Yes, they are, bro. Don't stop lying to everyone. They're involved, bro. They got one guy in. They're involved. That's what they do. They send one guy in to watch. That might be how we get real world assets onto Ethereum to grow up even more, by the way. You have to sell their soul somewhere. But yeah, I think they are going to try to do the micro strategy thing, where they raise money. They with the Bitcoin strategy, right? They raise money, they buy their token, and they pay off the debt somehow, whatever. That's I guess it's going to work until it doesn't. That'd be actually funny. I think, friends, before this thing can become illegal, it has to go really far. That's what I see in my mind. The Michael Saylor Bitcoin, someone doing it with Soy, someone doing it with Ethereum, where they borrow money against the US dollar and they buy the crypto, right? That's how I just see it in my mind. But I think we're living it day by day, and we just tell this story in the future. We're like, hey, look at the golden times. Remember when they could do the Saylor strategy that ended up exploding? You know, it's kind of like now you can't do the FTX Ponzi stuff, right? You can't do it now. It's like they're probably gonna do. We've got like Paulie Boo Atkins is here. He's like, look, man, I know it's crime season, but you're gonna have to show us your books, bro. We can't let another FTX thing happen and embarrass the whole world. You know what I mean? So we can't do that. But there's gonna be a new level of scam. Could be the Michael Saylor stuff thing happening right now. SEC Chair Paulie Boo Atkins to speak at the next SEC Crypto Roundtable in April 2025. Oh wow, that's a day or two. So that's wonderful, isn't it? Because Gary Gensler didn't want anything to do with crypto, never spoke to anybody. Now Paulie Boo's actually rocking up, right? He's gonna be the party, dude. Woohoo! It's crime season, baby. Also, it's kind of sad because now that they allowed crime season, everything went down really, really, really bad. But when they didn't allow crime season, things were going up. It's crazy how the business cycle works, huh? President Trump says the US will have a fair trade deal with China. So this is the beginning of the walk back of comments, friends. So if you want to know exactly, before we even like dive really, really, really deep in, if you want to know why, my friend Sommi, why is Trump walking back anything? Let me show you the US bonds, my friends. I know these moves don't look like big, but the yields are huge, okay? Donald Trump was banking on this thing skyrocketing as the stock market went down. Okay, he was banking on this skyrocketing up here, which means the yield goes down. This is the 10-year treasury note. Okay, so what you can do is if you look at the 10-year yield, look at this. Okay, see this, see the yield, look what happened here. See the yield went down to 3.9. They were banking on this going down like all the way down to 3. If they go down to 3, they're like, okay, cool, let's do a 10-year rollover of the debt or whatever. Let's refinance at a really low interest rate. Unfortunately, what happened is, remember, the yield shot back up. Okay, so how did the yield shoot up? It's because the price of the bond went down. So I just switched between a 10-year yield and a 10-year bond price. Okay, they're inverted. So as the bond price went down, they're dumping their bonds. You have to offer high interest rates to keep everybody in the Ponzi. And that's exactly what happened. So no one was banking on that. So that's why gold's going up. Yeah, they dumped the US dollar. They dumped the stock market. They dumped the bonds. They went and put their money in gold. Do you see? It's like a flight out of that. And Bitcoin maybe, because they know they have to print money. So someone's going to have to come and buy these bonds. That's why we're all banking on JPAL. So if you want to know, Trump playing his cards, it didn't work. That's immediately why he had to walk back. Immediately why. The strategy didn't work. But I still think we're going to find out, it was kind of, it worked out somewhere, but that's effectively it. You want to know human to human? Why is the stock market holding up on this? It's because the market knows, friends. It's smart. It's because all the bond players are like, well. Your strategy failed, huh? You can't do this policy. You'll send everybody into depression. Hell, they'll kill you before you get through 3 months of whatever the hell you're doing. And Trump, you have to walk it back. So we'll see how it all plays out again, right? Here we have Treasury Secretary Present says a full trade deal with China may take 2 to 3 years. And then he says a mutual reduction in US-China tariffs wouldn't be surprising. So there you go. More walk back. Everything's going to be like, Matt, you are actually my friend. Matt, should we meet up soon again? Go for a feed? I don't want to crash the market on them though. Because, friends, I'm not making this up. Every time me and Matt and the boys meet up, crypto crashes. Yeah. And the last time we met up, end of Feb, Bitcoin was 92K. Then the Trump tariffs happened, okay? So We'll see. Maybe we should meet up. Maybe get this crash out of the way so we can pump later on. The little ABC move. Japanese automaker Toyota announces $88 million investment to boost hybrid vehicle output amid tariff war. So I don't know why Wanker Guru is just reporting on these macro tariffs. Friends, it's all fugazi bullshit. No one cares, bro. Literally, no. Like, you know what? No one. Yeah, okay. You and I. Yeah, we're humans. Yeah. We might care. We ain't the marketplace. You know, we're not the big dogs. The people, the market, the wisdom of the market doesn't care. It's reading about it, but its actions aren't reflecting that. That's what I'm getting at. Alabama drops enforcement action against Coinbase, which is awesome. Remember, Richard Hart also did defeat the SEC. I don't know, friends, because like, if you're not in PulseChain core coins, and a lot of people not in PulseChain watch my channel. If you're not in there and you're wondering, why is it that when someone just says SEC dropped the case, why does everyone go get upset? Why do they have to come out and yell, no, we won? It's because, bro, the prices are down so bad after 4 years, like horrendously, horrifically bad. Then like even Hex Kareem went to jail. We had to bail him out. Sacrifices try to get made. Like, it's just like everyone sacrificed with their soul pretty much. Okay. That's the only thing they got left. Like 2% of this dignity. That's why. Okay. So that, like, just give it to them, bro. Just give it to them. Like, the price is down 99%. Just give it to them. Right? What are you going to, like, how's your life going to change? But really, it's because this is what happens, friends. They just, you know, they still remember hexagons when the price was going up. They still remember that. It's still stuck in their mind. That's why I'm telling you, man, we're going to pump again, man. It's there in their mind. That's why when they still hate, they're remembering 2020, 2021. They're remembering that. So when PulseChain goes up again, PulseChain, all the core coins, right? Ricky and Most, all of them, and Ink, and all the derivatives, and Icosa and Ihedron, and the Poker Center, and the Tropers, and the PDI. When all of them are just all these flushes going up, when that all come up, it will be a big celebration as these things keep continuing up. But don't forget, the mind share is already there. It's locked in, friends. I even saw, I'm going to cover this later as well, Ansoy even replied. He said, oh shit, oh damn. He said that damn to Richard Hart beating the SEC. And everyone's like, please bridge over. But friends, Ansoy, he doesn't like EVM, man. EVM's slow. He doesn't like it. You know how you spend 19 transactions in 28 seconds to do a freaking swap because you got to do an approval and a yes and approval. Yeah, Phantom does. Soylana doesn't have that. It's just click. It's just click. It fails 5 out of 6 times, but you just keep clicking. Yeah, and just it goes through. Okay, so like he's in Soylana because he likes that. You know, it's kind of like someone's driving a Ferrari, and then Toyota's like, "Whoa, check out these sick rims, bro." You're like, Toyota's cool, bro. I'm not putting in my car garage. You know, I got a Ferrari. That's how people are talking. Now, I'll take the Toyota. Because that's the last place anyone's going to car bomb someone walking around. You know what I mean? But that's just how it works, friends. You're not going to get people to change their mind. Unless the price goes up enough. We'll see. China says it's open to resuming trade talks with the US of A. Thank you, Matt. White House says there will be no unilateral reduction in tariffs. President Trump says we're going to be able to substantially lower taxes on Americans because of the tariffs. So we have all of these out here. So that's pretty much everything in a nutshell. Now, where are we going to go from here? A great question. We just have to take it day by day, as we do. Man, the days are long, bro. The days are really, really, really freaking long, man. Like, how much longer? Oh man, I'm just telling you, man. We ain't pumping where we want in a while. What's a while mean? Well, here's the thing, man. Friends, Ethereum is 1790, bro. You know what I mean? Like, friends, if you want to talk about, in my opinion, if you want to talk about seeing the end of the cycle soon, Ethereum has to be above 4,000 American dollars. Okay? So, dude, you got a 1 in front of your handle, bro. Even you got a 2, even a 3, you're a joke. Even a 3, you're a joke. We got a 1, friends. It's 1,790. So we will see some sort of recovery. And then I guess it's in God's hands pretty much after that. This is the Biddy Coin price chart. Expect friendship on the horizon. May is coming out soon. I think, look, obviously what happened is, you know, all the sell in May go away guys, they sold down here. All right. They've sold down here and they've left. People, in fact, I'm talking about a lot of people. A lot of people sold just a lot of their quantity of coins. They're actually like out. They just sold like, you know, a lot of people just like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% and stuff they have. They will buy back in, just less quantity. You know, and then you'll get to the same conclusion I tell you all the time. Like, man, in a bull market, bro, you got to stay on the bull. It's a believer's cycle. It gets really, really close, but it's a believer's cycle. It's like, how bad do you want it? Even Uncle Bobby sold the third. That skitzed everyone. My gosh. You might not even see an Uncle Bobby video until this like breaks 110K or something, because he's like waiting. Because Uncle Bobby still has a scenario where it's actually all over, right? Just in case. But that made a lot of you skits seeing Uncle Bobby sell. Even Ivan fans. Ivan sold a third of his Bitcoin. Big, bro. That's big. You know what I mean? You know what happens, friends, during these times? Just because I know humans, man. I know humans. Yes, I'm a retardio human, but I know humans. They buy back in. They just don't tell you. Okay? Because they're scared about getting it wrong twice. That's why. Once bitten, twice shy. So they will only tell you they bought if the price like confirms higher. They're like, hey, yeah, I did get back in, but they won't say it now. So that's why you can't rely on the words of humans. You can't. You just got to rely on yourself. Believe in something. I've tweaked my nipples today. Like, subscribe, Biddy, and I'll catch you soon.